Candy Canyon? Nah, can't be real.
Real candy? No, I don't think it's real candy, mate. But you're welcome to go and take a bite. Is this a ship? Primals, okay. Is it a mining machine? Yeah, I think it was a mining machine. So I don't really know where we're going. That's a big boy. Ah.
I was just getting started.
Speak for yourself. I mean, I guess you were. In fairness.
Hey, boss! Watch this!
Very good.
No good as help!
Okay. You're probably right at home here, Nyoka. Which is, after all, why I brought you here. Gosh, I hope we don't run into manta queens. But we probably will. Ah. I think we've found the prophet.
If this is a cult, who am I kidding? It's a cult. Hold your judgment until you meet them. Some of my best friends were from Graham's camp.
Yeah, that's true. Prophet-disciple daily schedule. Awaken, praise the prophet and listen to the prophet. Sweat house meditation. Stomach purging, then dinner and stomach purging again, followed by medical attention. Wow. Beatings by prophet. Disciple's choice, self-flagellation or meditation on productivity, followed by no food next day. Yeah, this is definitely a cult. When they said seminars, I was just thinking like, uplifting talks sitting in a circle in the grass. Not cult stuff. Hi.
I'm going to absolutely murder the next quarterly report.
Okay, good luck with that. Isn't this a bit dangerous? That looks like an intake, not an outtake. Gonna burn up all the oxygen in here. Reminds me of a Vault-Tec vault. It was a video game on Earth, from a couple centuries ago. Oh, that's not good. Okay, let's leave that for later. A terminal. Hi.
Aren't you the adjutant's special agent?
No, I'm not.
Goodness. Are we going to see Sophia Akande herself at this retreat?
I bloody hope not.
It's not good enough to be better than everyone. I need to believe I'm better than everyone.
Good luck with that. Welcome. If you are in search of a seminar, please speak to the Prophet of Profitability directly. The messages on this terminal are private. Should you read them, your humors may be thrown off balance. Is your curiosity worth the loss of profits? It's a risk I'm willing to take. Ooh, from Ruth Bellamy? Prophet, I've talked with my agents, and they've told me that what I said about your seminars, not taking them, actually lost you about 30% of your revenue for the next 3 months, with future losses projected. When I said I wasn't much interested in attending, I didn't really realize that it had hit you quite as hard as it did. Guess that's the price of stardom. Everyone listens a little extra to everything you said. I'm hoping, if you've got space, that I might be able to attend one of your sessions today as a means of apologizing. I know that notice is short, but I'm hoping you can fit me in without too much inconvenience. Okay, so she was looking to make amends? From Whitaker Lee. Hey Prophet, Whitaker here. Wanted to ask how that mix of herbs I sent you has worked out. I was skeptical at first about using them for meditation purposes, but hell, what do I know about productivity? That said, be sure to remember what I told you. Don't cut the herbs asymmetrically. Hampers the texture. Don't leave them out in the sun, and for the law's sake, make sure you keep the smoke doses small. Last thing you want is to accidentally send somebody into a coma, or worse, kill them. Be smart. From your devoted attendees. Prophet. The other attendees of Tripling Profits through Transcendentalism and I have reconvened, and we're all in agreement. Your seminars are simply top-notch. We've seen a 0.5% increase in each of our businesses in total profits since we attended your seminar together. Of course, with the price of materials, shipping, and other costs involved, it boils down to more of a 0.1% increase, but an increase is an increase. If you ever decide to visit the Grand Colonial, you simply must let us purchase you a round of drinks. Thanks to you, we certainly have the bits for it. Rizzo's. Vodka vodka. I've got red. Aaliyah Mason. Okay, I'll talk to you in a bit. Are you getting proper ventilation in here, guys?
Gotta keep going. I can feel my inner negativity seeping. It's not good enough to be better than everyone.
Aha. Right. Hello.
Hello. Welcome to the Prophet of Profitability's Private Prosperity Retreat. Stay positive, and soon all your humors will be balanced. Least, that's what I keep telling myself. Anyway, I'm Aaliyah Mason. I work as the Prophet's right-hand woman. What can I do for you?
For a positivity disciple, you sound a little less than enthused.
Oh, terribly sorry if I gave you that impression. I had a cramp. It's better now. I mean, it might be nice if I had a little inclination of whether the Prophet appreciated all the cooking and cleaning and hours of meditation I do on a daily basis. But whatever she thinks isn't for me to question. I'll do my best to be more chipper.
What can you tell me about the retreat?
If you felt imbalanced and unproductive, linger in your malaise no longer. We have all the amenities and practices for calming the ill humors strangling your potential. Sit for hours in our sweat house and sweat them out, or stand amidst burning coals and feel your productive inhibitions burn away. And remember, think positive. Positivity equals productivity equals profitability.
Do you know the Prophet well?
Of course, I've been studying under her for years. I know each of her techniques more or less by heart, and even have some variations of my own, such as the quintuple daily stomach purges. She's promised me that I'd be allowed to open my own branch of the retreat someday soon. Of course, I've been waiting on someday soon for coming up on 4 years now. I'm sure it's gonna happen anytime now.
Oh, I bet. I was hired to look into Halcyon Helen's murder. I'm going to ask you a few questions.
Oh my. Yes, this is important enough for me to delay my bi-hourly self-flagellation. Ask away.
Have you noticed any unusual behavior in the retreat lately?
Well, by and large, no. But something rather odd did happen regarding the Prophet recently. A few hours after our high-profile visitor arrived a couple of days ago, the Prophet asked me to take over sessions for the remainder of the day. At first, I was excited. Thought it was my chance to show her what I could do in charge. But then I saw that she was deeply worried about something. No one saw her until the next day.
Where were you at the time of the murder?
I was here, at the retreat in the company of the other disciples and clients. I rarely have more than a few minutes of alone time. Which is fine, of course. I do what I do in the service of the Prophet, who will, I'm sure, reward me for my sacrifice. Eventually.
The Prophet had some kind of feud with Halcyon Helen, right?
Yes, the circumstances there are quite unfortunate. For a time, the Prophet was completely despondent. Even the hot coal walks weren't buoying her spirits as they usually do.
Boying.
However, we recently had a high-profile visitor whose presence seemed to alleviate whatever the Prophet's fears were.
Okay. Who was it?
I'm actually not entirely certain. It was a surreptitious visit that stood out because it was surreptitious. Whoever it was must have paid the Prophet quite a lot to keep things quiet. At least that's the only reason I can think of for intentionally keeping things so hush-hush.
Thanks.
Certainly. Actually, before you go, I want to report something suspicious. I noticed the Prophet dragging something, a bundle, away from the retreat after that high-profile guest arrived. Normally, I'm the one who does her laundry, so it was strange. Especially because whatever she was dragging seemed oddly human-shaped.
I did see a body downstairs. Are you sure it was a body?
I think so. Had the right size and shape.
Couldn't you have mentioned that before?
I could have, but I generally don't have the time or energy to leave the reserve to contact anyone. Plus, there's always the possibility that I'm mistaken. The Prophet hasn't been herself lately, but if I misinterpreted the situation and reported her improperly, I'd ruin my chances for opening my own wing of the retreat.
Yeah, well, thanks. Hi.
About time somebody came the hell back. I notice you're not spattered in blood, which doesn't bode particularly well. For you.
Excuse me?
I hope you're not about to tell me you lost your nerve.
Sorry, Mom. Been a little loose in the headspace lately. Remind me what I'm doing again.
You better not mean to tell me you've lost your contract. I swear, if you think I'm just gonna... Wait, I don't recognize your voice. You weren't with the other hunters, were you? Meaning we haven't met. Pardon my tomfoolery, stranger. I see I've mistaken you for someone else. Victoria Foxworth, Rizzo's executive clerical actuator. Pleased to meet you.
Charmed.
Might I ask what brings you to the reserve?
I'm investigating the murder of Halcyon Helen. The trails brought me here.
A professional, I see. I don't know anything about any murder, but you might be just who I'm looking for. There's a particular task that my hunters haven't yet been capable enough to complete. I wonder if you'd have any interest in it.
Might do. Go on.
As you may be aware, Slug currently owns the reserve, but it rightfully belongs to Rizzo's. There's an ex-Rizzo's employee currently in possession of the land grant for the entire complex. Insult to injury from Slug, and evidence that this complex is rightfully ours. This particular individual is up there in years. His mind is failing. Leaving the land grant to him is like leaving it in the trash. I would like you to retrieve it.
What makes you say the reserve rightfully belongs to Rizzo's?
You mean you don't know the story? This atmospheric complex was first annexed by Rizzo's. We'd planned a lovely wildlife-themed attraction to be built here. Alas, due to some backhanded and admittedly shrewd legal footwork on Slug's part, Rizzo's ownership of the complex was lost. Now we rent it from Slug. I seek only to have what was stolen returned to us.
I don't think I understand why you need my help. Can't your hunters handle one old man?
I would have thought so too, but I sent my scouts out ages ago and none have yet returned. The old man's certainly too senile to be a threat, but it's possible Slug put him under guard. You're not recognizably with Rizzo's. Thus, it shall be easier for you to get close.
Well, I'll see if I can solve this situation non-violently.
Solve the situation however you like, so long as you bring me the land grant. The target in question lives out in the woods, exactly where I'm not certain. Best of luck.
Okay. Out in the woods. I think before we talk to the Prophet, I want to go see if that body was relevant. If that's the body she was seen with. No, I don't think so. She seemed to suggest it was outside, not in here. I want to see if I can get in this room. I can't close this door. You keep on walking. Come in. Please. It's interesting, but nothing too important by the looks of it. Not sure why they bothered to lock it. Did I look in there? No, I did not. I'm guessing there's gonna be infected people down here. Maybe. What is that stuff? Something tells me I don't want to go through there. Even if I do really want to know what is on the other side. Let's go chat with the Prophet then. Blimey.
Timeline discrepancy detected nearby.
Is that so?
Analysis suggests this to be a variety of herbs. Herbs have been uniformly treated with a pungent chemical mix. Warning: ingesting, smoking, or inserting non-corporation sanctioned substances into your ears may be harmful to your health.
Why would I insert them into my ears? Is this the stuff I read about on the terminal? Burning these would generate some pretty toxic smoke.
Side effects from extended exposure include dizziness, nausea, and unconsciousness. Additional likelihood of organ shutdown and/or death.
Can you analyze the chemical these herbs are treated with?
Analyzing. Complete. Substance appears to be a mix of industrial solvents and various essential oils. Substances include woolly cow dander remover, sprat oil, and starship surface wax.
How would these most likely be used?
Prior analysis suggests these herbs reach peak effectiveness when users burn them and inhale the resulting smoke. Whether or not this increased effectiveness is good for an afflicted individual has yet to be determined.
Afflicted individual. I might regret this, but let's have a taste. Though the dry herbs are difficult to chew, the flavor is less bitter than you would have expected. It's woodsy, like tripical, with a singed aftertaste. It's actually slightly better tasting than your average can of salt tuna, though so are most boots.
Hypothesizing potential side effects from herb consumption. Most likely outcome, decapitation. Slight possibility of calculation error.
Yeah, I think that might be an error. Okay, thanks. Hello there. Chapter 1. Oh, I need that, I think. I think I've read 2 and 3, right? Hello.
Fruitful and productive welcome, sister. I had a feeling you would visit me. I offer a wide variety of productivity seminars. I hope you'll consider taking one. But I should remember my manners. To what do I owe the pleasure of the Special Inspector's arrival?
Oh, I bet you know. I'm looking into the murder of Halsey and Helen. I'd like to ask you a few questions.
Certainly, certainly. But first, I'd love to interest you in one of my productivity seminars. We'll free you of those potential hampering humors in a heartbeat.
Humors? I don't think I understand.
As science has taught us, the body is made up of 2 things, flesh and humors. These humors are semi-fluids that, when improperly balanced, may cause you to function inadequately. By signing up for my seminars, you can balance these humors for only mildly inordinate and repeat payments. Cancellation is subject to repercussions.
What kind of repercussions?
Nothing you need concern yourself with, sister. It's all in the contracts. But of course, no one need subject themselves to such repercussions if they don't cancel. Regardless, can I interest you in a seminar?
You know, I have been feeling like my potential is hampered lately. What do you offer?
We offer a wide variety of seminars for all your corporate needs. Employees not working hard enough? Employees dying too often? It's most likely your managerial humors. And of course, seminars for balancing the energies of your business offices. Interior decorating is much more important for success than many would believe. If any of this sounds at all interesting to you, might I interest you in the first 82 words of our most popular seminar's introduction? Free of charge.
Free? Sure, I'll hear it.
Byzantines live lives fraught with competition, and that competition can be immensely stressful. You must, first of all, find a way to balance your thinking. Think not of bits lost, but of those you have yet to gain. After all, peace leads to productivity, and productivity leads to profit. Though thought alone won't balance you. We have a strict regimen to promote humor clearing. Session attendees stand on burning coals, sit for hours in our productivity smokehouse, and of course, fast throughout.
The first part sounded all right, but in order to be productive, I need to suffer?
Precisely. The barriers within yourself will break down as your skin sweats and blisters, giving the evil humors the proper space to escape. It's my patented method.
I doubt you have to worry about anyone stealing your technique. You've got some interesting herbs in here.
I'm pleased that you noticed. Excellent eye, sister. The compound they're treated with is my own invention, designed to unlock an individual's true productive potential when burned. I can't say any more. Trade secrets, you know.
They seem toxic enough to potentially kill someone.
None of my clients have ever complained, so I'm sure they're perfectly safe. Is there anything else?
I'm gonna ask you some questions about Halsey and Helen. Please answer truthfully.
Oh? I'm surprised. I wouldn't think the two of us would have much to discuss about her. We may have had some terse interactions before her death, which I most certainly regret. But beyond those, well, never mind. What would you care to know?
Did you contact Helen after you left the Grand Colonial?
I did not. She had no interest in my seminars, and I had no interest in attempting to convert a stubborn actress. Why would I have had any cause to engage with her further?
You shouldn't lie, Prophet. Bad for the humors.
Humors? I know all about humors. I needn't be lectured about them by... Forgive me. I take my work very seriously. Whatever the case, I didn't care to mention Helen's change in decision because she never showed up. I don't see how it matters.
You said you had no further interaction with Helen before her death, right?
Yes, that's correct. She made it clear that my seminars were of no interest to her.
So no messages from her or anything like that?
Your tone of voice seems to suggest that you have information already, which also suggests you've read my terminal. Whatever the case, I didn't care to mention Helen's change in decision because she never showed up. I don't see how it matters.
I feel like I shouldn't mention this right now. Also, didn't she say they were dragged away from the compound, not inside it? Am I wrong about that? That's all for now. Let's read this. The Dissident Queen, Chapter 1. Halsey and Helen battles a lingering foe in a seedy bar. Halsey and Helen and Typhon Tim spoke in quiet tones about their next course of action, their voices soft beneath the din of the bar. The duo had just finished the last of the paperwork on Helen's latest job. Filing precise reports always raised her spirits. The trails led us here, and I suspect it will lead us no farther. Soon we will find the source of the Dissident's monsters, said Helen, a characteristic grin on her face. Let's hope your hunch is correct, Tim murmured, for I suspect their agents will not be far behind us. As if brought on by Tim's supposition, a frightful voice suddenly thundered throughout the room. Near the door loomed a giant and blood-stained man, looking for all his worth like he had fought his way through a mantiquene's den. It was Maximilian Mercer, well-feared dissident stooge, and he held two Space's Choice light pistols in his greasy hands. Oh, they do product placement for Space's Choice too? I wanna find this body. I think I also wanna see what's down here. Which does unfortunately mean we're probably gonna have to kill some folks.
Alright, hushin' up.
Be right there.
Sorry.
I'm going.
I don't think sneaking's gonna work.
Me? I'm pleased as pie.
Maybe I should have closed that door.
Something's bumming me out.
Don't know if the cultists would want me to kill these guys. Don't want them to hear this.
Coming back!
I mean, there's no way they didn't hear that. Whatever. I bet. Okay, this is the other side of that red mist. Oh, an elevator. Well, while that's coming up or down. Let's see what's in here. Warning. Supervisor clearance required. Accessing this terminal without supervisor clearance will result in an informal reprimand. Rizzo's requires that any informal reprimands must be brought to the attention of your supervisor, and will result in a formal reprimand. Happy customers are repeat customers. Query. Supervisor clearance. Supervisor clearance has been granted to Ludovico Q and Zhao A. Please note, in accordance with Rizzo's company policy, supervisor clearance is a privilege, not a right. Clearance may be revoked in the event of gross misuse, behavior contrary to Rizzo's company values, or dissident adjacent behavior. Access usage records. Supervisor clearance. Error. Data corruption detected. Failsafe protocol activated. Now dumping memory contents. Dump successful. Access. Yep. Aha. Okay. There's no hidden words in here. Unless Tekata is a word. I don't think so. I wonder if it has anything to do with Helen's datapad. Try to identify a pattern. Concentrating real hard right now. So it's some kind of passcode, which I will memorize. Let's open the last entry. Dr. Amir Zhao, this is to inform you that Rizzo's has been notified of your expiration due to one or more of the following causes: violent physical trauma, accidental encounter with local fauna, severe physiological reaction to company and company adjacent products, destruction of company property. After careful review, Rizzo's Office of Human Resources has approved the dissolution of your indenturement contract. In accordance with Rizzo's company law, your closest living relatives will be rewarded the following: 1 regulation size crate of Rizzo's Spectrum Brown, to be delivered within 6 to 8 weeks of product launch. Please note that, as a gesture of gratitude for your service, your shipping and delivery fees have been waived. Your work on behalf of the Rizzo's Geological Survey team has proved invaluable in the development and upcoming launch of Rizzo's Spectrum Brown. Thank you for being a part of the Rizzo's family. This is an automated message. Responses to this message have been disabled. Well, okay then. Wonder what really happened to them. There was another terminal. Parasite Research Facilities. 555 files corrupted. Run recovery routine. Failed to recover 554 files. 2 files successfully recovered. I think the math is a little off there. Log 1. I've completed my final round of total immersion, suspension, and exposure tests. As expected, Eridanium gigaseous dissolves in acid, burns in fire, and can be disintegrated or otherwise destroyed with N-rays or concentrated blasts of plasma. The creature is vulnerable when alone. However, bonding with a host evokes intensely protective behavior from that host. Safeguarding the parasite becomes the host's primary objective, even to the point of aggression and violence. The creature also seems well suited to long-term hibernation and immersion in a liquid suspension. Water and low-grade alcohols preserve the creature. Its metabolic systems, such as they are, slow to a halt. Once exposed to a host, the creature emerges from its dormant state and immediately attempts to attach itself to the host's nervous system. Long-term dormancy in an alcohol solution may prove useful to corporate. I'll prepare my report tomorrow. Log 2. The parasite seems completely incompatible with the common sprat. This is baffling and disappointing. I have a few theories. Sprat nucleotides are highly adaptive. Eridanium gigaseus is a half-complete creature. Adaptive mutations in sprat physiology render it a poor host to the parasite. Eridanium gigaseus has a particular and discerning sense of taste, and finds sprats, accordingly, distasteful. Option 2 is ridiculous to me, but not, strictly speaking, impossible. Could both be true? I'm delirious. Will delete in the morning. Log 3. Continuing my search for more suitable hosts among common fauna. Very promising results from terrarays. Their biological system is well suited to hosting the parasite. My theory: the parasite enjoys exposure to the atmosphere of Eridanos, and may be manipulating the terrarays into more frequent and aggressive flight. In every case, the parasite successfully manipulated production of hormones in the host's brain. I don't know how, yet. The implications of a parasite manipulating its host troubles me. Its nervous system is exotic and difficult to understand. I can't quite shake the idea that the parasite does not require contact with its host in order to influence its behavior. A suitably large and complex specimen may be able to manipulate the mood of a sentient creature by proximity alone. Maybe, possibly. These ideas are unscientific, and founded on my own anxieties. My nightmares have been muddying my thoughts. Should seek treatment soon. Well, that's bloody terrifying. I guess we're seeing where this goes. We're going up. Oh gods, this is where they found them, isn't it? Oh, this is a really bad idea. Oh, this is a terrible idea.
On the outer worlds of the outer worlds, there's a place that's full of cheer. You'll see happy wings, thanks to Rizzo's drinks. There is nothing here to